And let us begin the character creation process, shall we? With a Circle of the Stars Druid, as offered in subclasses 3 of Unearthed Arcana. Made it. You will never know. If this is what you're talking about. I work third shift at an inner city gas station. I don't have to worry about keeping it PG-13. By the way, after FOV, have things like been okay after, because you had come in the chat a while ago and you had some concerns. Have those been resolving for you? Is everything on the up and up for you? Awesome, after FOV. I'm very happy for you. Okay, so if any of you wanted to lock in particular roles to create this character, you can spend inspiration points to do so. As we will roll for the character sex, we will roll for the race and sub-race. We will roll for alignment. If we're going to take ability score improvements or feats, we will not roll for character level, because we're going to make a level 20 character just to see how it works out. You can roll for background. There's one roll that would be 2 personality traits, or the ideal bond and flaw. There are some backgrounds that have an additional roll. We already have our class and our subclass. We're going to be a Circle of the Stars Druid. Then we roll for age category, age specificity, or you could go for height or weight or any of those. So Azrael wants to go for ideal bond and flaw. All right, so that one has been claimed. When we get to it, if Ivalon is still here, I don't know if Ivalon wants to lock in the alignment roll and finally get to roll 2d10 for alignment instead of a nasty old D100. That's good stuff. It's unsweetened tea, but it is minty. It is tasty, tasty, in my humble opinion. All right, let's get started. We have a character sheet, rip, roar, and ready to go. We have our players' handbooks open, right, everyone? Let's get things going. After FOV, because I know that you're on a delay, if you want to get us going and then sit back and enjoy the momentum that snowballs after this, after FOV, will you please type !roll space 1D100? Yeah, go ahead and ask, Death Angel. And Hot Dogs wants to roll for race? Okay. Druid. Stars. And we're going to make a level 21 here. Oh, no S. It's singular. Hark wants to go for the age. Okay. I think it has to be 1D100, or did it actually just roll 100?
Have a Good night, everyone. Here's 100 towards community.
Okay, yeah, it has to be 1D100. And you'll never know. Thank you very much. The community pool, you will never know, very generously donated $1 towards. So we're at $1.69. Nice. Have a good night. You will never know. We are all 13 here, apparently. I believe in you, After Fov. You got it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You gave it the old college try, and I appreciate it. Then Exhausted Dragon, you wanted to roll for something? Exhausted Dragon, give me a D100 roll. And kick us off. Rolls of 41. We have a female character. Then for race, I thought Hot Dogs redeemed some points. Right? Or was that for something else? Oh, that was a highlight my message. Hot Dogs, you got to use inspiration on the workshop. Not just to highlight my message. But in this case, you spent 150. I'll give it to you here. Hey, Mina Golds. Good evening to you. So, Hot Dogs, will you please roll a D9 in chat? Nope, you're fine. It's okay. So, give me a D9, Hot Dogs. Azrael greets Mina with a cat butt as per standard issue greetings. A 1. We have a Dragonborn. All right, let's go down here to Dragonborn. And I'll tell you what, Hot Dogs, you redeemed 2 messages. Why don't you help us get a why don't you help us get a what kind of Dragonborn? And so there are 11, at least if we use the consideration that, hey, let's open it up. Do we want a Shadow Dragonborn? We'll see. So go ahead and roll, Hot Dogs, a D11 in chat. Rolls a 6, a bronze. A female bronze Dragonborn. Those are medium-sized creatures. All right, now it's time for alignment. Mina Golds, will you please type exclamation point... Oh. Did you hear about the Dragonborn police officer? He was a copper Dragonborn. Mina Golds, will you type exclamation point roll space 1D100? Ba-dum-bum. Well, if Mina's not here. You timed it right when I was calling Mina out. No, you have nothing to apologize about, Mina. But if you're willing to help us make this character, Exclamation point roll, ROLL, space 1D100. $81. We have a neutral evil character. A neutral evil female bronze dragonborn. We're going to be making her at level 20. Now let's determine if we have an ability score improvement or feats. I'll tell you what, Ivalon, this one it's a D100 roll, but if you would prefer, you can roll 2d10, and if you do, the first number will be 10s, the second number will be 1s. $72, so we are going to take 1 feat. Hi, bud. You gonna come up and see everyone? You can. We might have a guest soon. All right. Now it's time for the background. Who do we have hanging out here? I don't know if Celtic, are you still here, Celtic lady? If you're here, can you type exclamation point roll space 1D18? Oh, we have an Acolyte. Okay. I did too originally, Ivalon. I did too. We are an Acolyte. Okay, now Azrael, since we're at the part for the personality here, Azrael, if you want to roll 3d6 for me, I could use some help from. Let me get some help from Wolfblade. Are you still here? Wolfblade, if you're here, can you give me a 2d8 roll, please? Our personality traits are 5, 1, and 1. Our ideal bond and flaw. Then our personality traits are 2d8. And hopefully we'll be getting that rolled up in a second. Yes, Mina, we are making a Circle of the Stars Druid. Hot Dogs, will you give me 2d8 roll, please? And if anyone else out there, there's a couple rolls left. If anyone wants to get in here, but I want to make sure we're moving things along. 4 and a 5. Personality trait 4, personality trait 5. Okay. Next up. Well, we already have this info. We know what we're rolling here. Hark. Hark, you wanted to roll for the age. So, Hark, roll a percentile in chat, please. Rolled a 62. We have a middle-aged Dragonborn. And And I'll tell you what, Hark, go ahead and continue that roll through and type ! roll space 1d190 plus... Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, never mind. Hang on. I forgot to change the race. There we go. I'm sorry. That was Elf. That was our last character, who arguably only appeared as an elf. I'm sorry. So a middle-aged... roll space 1d16 plus 38. If you type that into chat, it will determine our middle age for our character. She is 43 years old. Yes, if you want to read along, it is right here for you. Mina, if you can continue to help us, can you please type ! roll space 2d8 for our height modifier? And then, who else do we have around here? Ivalon, will you please give me a 2d6 roll? Well, they're kind of short-lived. They live longer as adults than humans, though they die at the same biological age. A 2-year-old Dragonborn is as physically mature as a 10-year-old human. Welcome back, Wolfblade. So Mina's giving us a height modifier of 10 inches. So she is 5 foot 16 inches tall. And then I just need that weight modifier. Well, it'd be 4 because 12 plus 4 is 16, and we got 5 foot 16 inches. After Fav, sure. Roll 2d6 in chat, please. ! Roll space 2d6. Yep, late night math in our ridiculous imperial system is always fun. All right, 6. So we're going to take 10 times 6. We're adding 60 pounds to her base weight of 175. So she is 235 pounds at 6'4". So she's a healthy dragon. And well, she's also, so she's healthy, but given her alignment, she's also a bad dragon. Okay. Now we're going to minimize this. We don't need our character builder any further. What we will need is our player's handbook, and we are going to open it up to chapter 4. And we are going to go to Acolyte, because I love beginning character creation with knowing who our character is, rather than spells and numbers. Bleh. That'll happen. That'll happen as a result of who the character is, but let's not have that define our character. So as an Acolyte, we've spent our service in a temple. This could even be as an Acolyte to Druids or to some other faith or philosophy. Our skill proficiencies are going to be Insight and Religion. We're going to get 2 languages of our choice, and so we're going to speak Common, Draconic, and then 2 others that'll indicate here. We are going to get a holy symbol. We are going to get a prayer book or a prayer wheel, we are going to get 5 sticks of incense. We're going to get some vestments for when we perform ceremonies, a set of common clothies, and a belt pouch containing 15 gapuz. All right, we are rocking and rolling. Our background feature is Shelter of the Faithful, and this is a great one, as it gives you food and shelter from the elements, and possibly even, depending on the circumstances, from those who might be inquiring after you, as long as you continue to perform services in the name of your faith. Something about her horoscope drove her to it. And we'll certainly get to that, too. Did I make... No, the Fey Wanderer is tomorrow night, Mina. Hi. Speaking of Fey Wanderers... Hi, Nisa. Did you know your name can mean fairy? Yeah. All right. Now, what is her personality? You know, we have this idea, we have this silhouette of her in our minds. You know, of her physicality, and you know, a little bit about who she is, you know, the first steps on the road to bring her to where we find her. What is she like? If we were to sit down with her and talk with her, well, her first personality trait is number 4. Nothing can shake my optimistic attitude. And number 5, I quote or misquote sacred texts and proverbs in almost every situation. I miss/quote sacred texts and proverbs in almost every situation. Yes, tomorrow night will be the Ranger creation, Mina. If you can't be here, you can always catch the VOD, or you can see it on YouTube later. If you type in !YouTube, it'll kick you a link to the channel. Yeah, she's very happy about it. She's a derpy evil. Yeah, her alignment is DE. So in this case, she may very well end up misquoting, or she might purposely misquote, because we might have someone who is, you know, evil in the sense that, you know, she wants to be important. She might be putting herself first before the faith, or at least is willing to, you know, brand herself as, you know, you know, this is my style of yoga or whatever. And so in this case, I mean, evil, I guess, would be selfish, or maybe like misleading others, in some way. Yeah, yeah. And so maybe she is malicious. Maybe she's a prankster. Maybe she is just selfish. I don't know really if she's the type that burns down orphanages and kicks puppies. But this is someone that so far, in our modern day with memes, there was a meme going around about a health activity that is supposed to be sort of like blessed by the gods and to give you energy, when you allow the sun to shine where the sun don't shine. And like all the language was supposed to be like flowery, like it energizes you, and just 5 minutes of sunning yourself can give your body all the vitamin D that it needs to function for an entire day. And so she just might be someone like this who espouses emphatically. She's optimistic. Absolutely, if you praise the sun, except it's, you know, you know, instead of praise the sun, It's Fadao, which is an acronym for a particular pose. Fadao. Then she's like, no, you do this. You know, you buy my mint oils, and I promise you will never get sick again. That's right. Yeah, you're winking at the sun. Maybe, Celtic. Maybe. I mean, let's find out if she likes peppermint oils. See, the thing is, though, Celtic, in D&D worlds, things like peppermint oils and crystals actually do cure sickness. So. Neutral Evil seems like a good place for a selfish con artist, New Age Circle of Astrology Druid. Alright, what is her ideal? What's she after? Number 5, faith. I trust that my deity will guide my actions. I have faith that if I work hard, things will go well. If I am emphatic in my beliefs, other people will look at me and, you know, and I will be the star. I will be the guru. I will have the big tent revival meetings. Next up is our bond to the world. Number 1, I would die to recover an ancient relic of my faith that was lost long ago. Now, if she is selfish, we could modify this to, I would let other people die to recover an artifact for me so that I can return it to my faith and I can reap the rewards. And so she might use her astrological services in order to convince people to, you know, go on particular quests and investigate particular knowledges. And, you know, in return, she only asks for, you know, this is a magic card, the Evil Eye of Orms-by-Gore. Hey, Chris, good evening to you. Chris, we've had a fantastic night. Oh, my goodness. I'm not saying this to rub anything in, because I certainly hope you have too, but it's been an energetic night. She doesn't want to return it to her faith. She wants to use it to become the leader of her faith, and Hot Dogs agrees. Or she's fanatical, says Afterfov. And finally, what's her flaw? Now, if you ask her, it might not be anything, in which case that is her flaw. And in which case she'll say, "Nuh-uh," and then get him. And use her star power in order to convince people to go after it. Though you just got to wonder which star they're gazing at. If it's the twinkling ones in the sky, or if it's the kind of pink asterisk that faces them on every worship service. Pass the plate, everyone. I'm going to stretch. We got to warm up. Good evening, ready to nap. Her flaw number 1, I judge others harshly. I'm trying to be very tactful too, everyone. I hope you're getting, you know, implication and some fun tongue-in-cheek humor. I'm not trying to be too crude or anything, but, you know, let's bring up relevant topics or things that we understand. I judge others harshly, and myself even more severely. Everyone, we didn't make the 3,000 gold pieces this week that I was expecting. I really hope that by watching this Dreamcast to you all, that you can find it in your hearts to like, follow, subscribe. And I will pass the bell of meditation around, and I would love for you to smash that bell, everyone. Please. I blame myself. We have to do better. Come on, let's get me. Yeah, that's right. I have to do better. Let's get me rich, everyone. Jeez, Goatsy. There's one that hasn't. That was like one of the first shocker memes going around. The Dark Star, says Big Sam. I mean, she is a glimmering, kind of a glimmering goddess. She has bronze. She has beautiful bronze skin, even. Then I can buy you all gifts. You can see me wear all these silks. Included in your prayer pamphlets is my Big River Marketplace wish list. And if you can find it in your hearts... We have quite a diva here. In fact, so she probably has kind of like a new age cult of personality going. I will be your glittering avatar. Embody me with your riches. Yeah, there we go. And you know what? Depending on the crowd she wants to go after, she's a druid. Does she want cat ears and a tail? Ploop. There they are. Meow. I can grant you eternal salvation. It's for infrastructural stability. All right, so here we kind of had this outline of this person. Now we've explored her personality, decision making. She seems to have found kind of her own cult of personality, her own sort of astrological way. Arguably, if you go with our humor and our oh, thank you for the YouTube sub. You know, if we go with what we've been talking about, she's you know, she's the one doing yoga, and you know, but she's doing some you know, her scales are quite in the buff, and I'm not just talking about because it's metallic and glimmering. Yeah, but you know, societal trends like that. And so I'm digging it so far. Of course, we can use you know, modern thought. THOUGHTS. We can use modern thoughts. I gotta be careful if we're talking about a character that is trying to establish a cult of person. I don't know if is it an offensive word. I guess. I just thought it was. Anyway, THOUGHTS. We can use modern thoughts in consideration of this type of a cult of personality leader. Someone trying to get people in on this new age belief and to establish herself as a diva. Does your deity have an Instagram? And is it curated? I get you. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Say no more. Say no more. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. And just to be clear, if this was a male character, we would absolutely be having this exact same conversation. All right, moving on. In your text, does it say hashtag e-girl? Oh, I'm sure you can come up with an acronym for it. Ready to nap. A homonym. Oh, all right, Azrael. Thank you. I'll get back to you when I can on that. All right, now we are going to build. We are going to build a Dragonborn. A Dragonborn. Our strength score increases by 2, and our charisma increases by 1. And as we have draconic ancestry, bronze in particular, and this is going to be a breath weapon. Breath weapon. As a bronze, this is a 5 by 30 foot line Dex DC of X for half. And this is at 20th level, 5d6 lightning damage. And we're going to get damage resistance to lightning because that is our heritage. So I guess she is an e-girl because she conducts electricity daily. To tail or not, well, ready to nap, she is a druid, so even if this Dragonborn doesn't have a tail, literal or metaphorical, she can just grow one. Der bedurgend over yonder, yep, tell you what. Will she consume the English with fireballs and lightning from her arse? Well, fireballs she could cast. Lightning from her arse, though? I suppose, you know, it does say dragon breath. We presume that it's a breath weapon attack out the, mouth, but, I mean, some people talk out their ass, and so... And honestly, if we have a huckster, maybe she does talk out her ass. Wouldn't that be something? My goodness. You better make sure everyone at the table's comfortable if you do this. Okay, your friend rolling this character says, I'm going to use my dragon breath. All right, sure. What are you doing? Yoga pants coming down. I'm bending over and aiming it in that direction. Yeah. I think we've gone from being 13-year-olds to 12. Oh. Have I told you all that I really love hanging out with you? Let's continue. We've made a dragon. By the way, Dragonborns do not get dark vision. And nor do they get tails, unless you want them to. Nor do they get beards, unless you want them to. Although it is heavily implied that Dragonborn women do have breasts, while lizard folks do not. And that's up to you and your lore about why a reptile would have mammalian features. But then again, if you say that they're half dragons, yeah. It is your world. If you can explain whatever you want, maybe there is sexual dimorphism. Maybe males in your world, Dragonborn males, are small size category, while the females are large, to mimic what we see often in nature. Maybe the dragon breath doesn't just come out their mouth, as we were talking about too. You know, have fun with it. We're using the mechanics that exist and that play together well. So now make it your character, make it your world. Her name has to be Karen or Scanlan. Nothing wrong with fart humor. This is Nickelodeon. In my world, the Dragonborn are warm-blooded as our dragons. They just look like lizards. Okay, yeah. And so if that's the case, you know, determine, do they lay eggs? Or do they give live birth? Or is it actually a fusion where, because there are some snakes, I think snakes and even some sharks, that sort of like have eggs, but the eggs hatch within them. And so it's a live birth from eggs contained inside the mother. But, you know, think about this stuff. And then if after the fact, depending on whatever the genealogy is, or the history or the makeup, genetic or whatever, then, you know, the bodies function as they gotta function. No, a platypus. There you go, Daly. Garter snakes give live birth to little baby snakes. Anacondas have live birth. I learned that playing Jackbox games the other night. Hey, we're learning something. So yeah, have fun with this. And if you want to bring a unique physiology, like, are you a fan of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid? Then give your Dragonborn just super, super big tails that you just want to pet. Okay, now for the class, because we all have class here, my friends. We have a Druid. We're going to make 20 levels of Druid. We're going to save the Circle of Stars for last, so we can focus on it here. Let's make 20 levels of just straight up Druid. A Druid's a Druid, a Druid. We have a +6 proficiency bonus. We're going to know 4 cantrips. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're a full spellcaster class, so we have 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. We are a D8 hit die class, and as we're level 20, we have 20 of them that we can use to regain hit points on a rest. Armor, light, medium, and shields. And in this case, it says Druids will not wear armor or use shields made of metal. That said, functionally, if you want a wooden... there's no distinction, unlike in prior editions, between, like, a small wooden shield or a heavy wooden shield or a buckler or whatever. So it's up to you. In Ravnica, Druids can wear metal. We explored that when we cracked open a brick of Ravnica earlier. Here we have a metallic Dragonborn. Maybe she's allowed to. Or something along those lines. Again, in your world, mechanically, Druids can wear half-plate armor. And if you want to stick to the theme and say, okay, so she's wearing ironwood half-plate armor. Well, what's the difference? Well, it's made of wood, but it's as hard as iron. Okay. I'm not going to poo-poo it. It's fine. You're developing your world. You're sticking to some guns. You're having some cool features. But statistically, a Druid can wear half-plate as that's medium armor, even though plating tends to be relegated for metal. Maybe it's made of dragon scales or ironwood or something else along those lines, and that's fine. But these are all opportunities to not only build your character, but build the world in which, in this case, she lives. Tool proficiencies. Herbalism kit. We can brew potions like kombucha. Weapon proficiencies. There is a particularly curated list of... so I'm just going to put Druid weapons as... that's redundant. Weapon proficiency, Druid weapons. I'm just going to put Druid because I don't want to list out the individual ones. And in the end, for a level 20, it's not going to matter because we're going to have strength weapons and dex weapons, and that's what we're going to be calculating. Saving throws is going to be intelligence and wisdom. Just infuse the wood with iron or steel. It's made out of dinner plates. Yeah, it could be ceramic plates. It could be petrified wood. She can wear... oh, star metal. There we go. Hey, Fi, good morning to you. Yes, this character will end up on Discord probably Sunday or Monday. Giant insect, turtle, armadillo plates. Exactly, Chris. Bone plating. So yeah, I mean, you can have fun with the theme. You can buck the... I said with a B. You can buck the theme. This is your... yeah, Celtic, these are uploaded for anyone to play around with. If you enjoy a character, you want this to be a character you play or an NPC or something. Yeah, you can have chitinous armor, hot dogs. Now, we are going to also get 2 skills. Choose 2 from Arcana, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, and Survival. We already have Religion from our upbringing as an Acolyte. So we're studying a religion. We kind of caught on and said, you know what? I think this works for me. I want to go and start something else. So we have insight and religion, so we can look into people's motivations, and we look at the masses and we see that the masses are thirsty, and so it is up to us to sell our druidic bathwater to them to quench the thirst of the nation, looking for someone like us. Because, of course, that is our blessed water. That is our holy water. One buck bomb per stream. The masses need me to give them faith to follow. I'm providing a service. If it makes me rich too, well, that's just it's the blessings of my station. It's natural. It's gonna happen. The queen ant isn't gonna refuse the help of the other worker ants who bring her food constantly, because that is her role. That is her natural role in the world. Equipment, I'm not going to be worried about that, because there's spells, there's armor, and all this stuff. So I'm just going to preempt it and say armor class, ? Maybe a shield, who knows? We're also going to speak the secret language of druids. So she's kind of like how we've developed it, Big Sam, is, she's kind of like a televangelist, but maybe of more like a new age kind of a theme that may very well be be in line with a physical activity, because druids are very physical creatures. They can change their bodies and such. A new age cult leader. We can wild shape. Now, by level 20, we're an archdruid. We can wild shape an unlimited number of times. If you end up scaling her back, Celtic, I trust you to be able to do this. We're just adding what the book is telling us we can add by this time. But wild shape is infinite. Is there a turn water to Kool-Aid spell in 5th edition? I'm sure there's something. We could use something. But yes, we'll be able to wild shape CR1. No limitations. We get our Druid Circle, ASIs. Oh, we have a Timeless Body. Starting at 18th level, the primal magic that you wield causes you to age more slowly. For every 10 years that pass, your body ages only 1 year. So, depending on when she reached this Timeless Body, she may only be 43 in real years, or she may only look to be 43 but is several hundred years old and still has people following her like a nature goddess. Level 20 druids are, it's tough to do some things to druids here. So we have a Timeless Body. Maybe that's the brand of her. That's her clothing brand or something. Beast spells. You can cast many of your druid spells in any shape you assume using wild shape. You can perform the somatic and verbal components of a druid spell while in a beast shape, but you aren't able to provide material components. Some classes it makes sense to dip into multi. Druid isn't one of them. Oh, it's her cosmetic line? Okay, that would make sense. So she, with her herbalism, she probably makes cleanses, like bodily cleanses and you know, like coffee enemas, and she's probably the type to in ancient Egypt they crushed up beetles. This is why we call it mascara, because it's after the scarab beetles that were crushed up to provide the coloration for the eyes. So yeah, I mean, she probably has a whole line of clothing, of herbal drinks and cleanses that go in one end or the other. Yeah, I think this is a whole kind of empire that is built, and she is happy to reap the reviews and the monetary gain out of it, because she's very optimistic about it too. And yes, welcome officially, an official cat butt to Mina Golds for the follow. Thank you. Oh, you never. Oh yeah, so Chris. Well, I mean, if you want to have a beautiful bronze lady who has an entire line of merchandise, you could make that comparison, hot dogs. But yeah, Chris, crushed up scarab beetles is what became mascara. Now that we have built her as we've built her as an acolyte, we've built her as a dragonborn, we've built her as a druid. Now let's explore the subclass. In ancient lineage, the Circle of Stars allows druids to draw on the power of starlight. These druids have tracked heavenly patterns since time immemorial, discovering secrets hidden amid the constellations. By revealing and understanding these secrets, the Circle of the Stars seeks to harness the powers of the cosmos. Many druids of this circle keep detailed records of the stars and their effects on the world. Some groups document these observations as megalithic sites, which serve as enigmatic libraries of lore. These repositories might take the form of stone circles, pyramids, petroglyphs, and underground temples, any construction durable enough to protect the circle's sacred knowledge even against a great cataclysm. Star map. You've created a star map as part of your study of the heavens. The map is a tiny object and can serve as a spellcasting focus for your druid spells. You decide what form the object takes, or you can determine what it is by rolling on the star map table. And let's do this. Oh my goodness. Power level is coming in here, gifting a sub to Celtic Lady and Mofioso. Well, thank you so much for that. Power level, will you help us make this character then by typing !roll space 1d6 so that you can determine what our Diva New Age cult leader star map is. You just finished a D&D game where my friend was the DM for the first time. He did great and we're proud. Bronson, heck yeah. Heckin' yes. That's amazing, and I hope your friend feels on top of the world for it. Karen Starmap, is that her name, or is that... But, oh my gosh. Power level, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Keep going. I watch to see all the content you guys provide. All right, ready to nap. Will you roll a d6 in chat then, please? To let us know what kind of star map we have. Yeah, you had a game tonight, and what's a highlight from your game, Chris? And Ready to Nap rolls a 5. A crystal that projects starry patterns when placed before a light. And so what she might do is hold the crystal to her mouth. I mean, maybe, you know, what we were talking about too. She holds a crystal there, and she conducts electricity, and maybe that's what actually, like, zaps out. Of course it's the crystal. It writes itself, everyone. It writes itself. And the crystal, through this light, projects starry patterns. A crystal, and this that projects starry patterns when placed before a light. A player got captured during espionage, and we broke her out successfully. Oh, was it like down to the last second? Like, did someone have to throw a dagger right as the noose was tightening, kind of a thing? Or was it like a midnight jailbreak before the dawn of the execution? All right, Mina, go take care of yourself. Do your errands, and we'll be here. Maybe, possibly, we'll see. If you lose your map, you can perform a 1-hour ceremony to magically create a replacement. This ceremony can be performed during a short or long rest, and it destroys the previous map. You can cast the augur. So what this means is a follower buys your crystal map for 100 gold pieces, and then a week and a half later, oh no. You explain it like your wish has been granted, and what you do is you resummon your crystal map again, and then they wake up one morning and the crystal map is gone. They're like, oh, my wish came true. This is the perfect scheme, everyone. This is the perfect scheme. We created a distraction. I cast Hold Person on the guard and got away. The guard, is the guard gonna get talked down to by, like, the captain or something? Oh, they didn't. You gotta keep them. Yeah, that's true. Celtic Lady, they didn't believe enough. They need to buy another one. Oh, God. Oh, everyone, big brain energy. Can I get everyone to just give me big brain energy? It's not just me. Like, all of our big brains are having a fantastic, like, foil or villain, or just, it'd be a very interesting PC to have, too. This is a dynamic force in your world here. Oh, all the big brain energy we have going on here. You can cast the Augury and Guiding Bolt spells without expending a spell slot and without preparing the spell, provided you use the star map as the spellcasting focus. You can cast a spell from the map in this way a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. God, what a racket that she has. Oh my gosh. We didn't believe enough either. Together we have to do better. Donate more. That's right. It's our fault that she is suffering. We have to believe more. We have to throw our money at her more. Because that is the only way we can determine our faith in a materialistic fashion. In fact, she wants to free us from our material goods. You know, she has opened us, much like she's opened our solar receptors to the skies above. And, with that power, she may need to change the category from cult to something else. Ready to Nap says I'm ready to believe. Yeah. That's pretty much what I was getting at, Celtic. We have opened ourselves to her, such that we may receive her. I shouldn't say this. She's got us all pegged as true believers. That's PG-13. Uh, starry form. You gain the ability to... Hang on, I gotta write this down. We have a starry form. You gain the ability to harness Constellation's power to alter your form. As an action, you can expend a use of your wild shape feature to take on a starry form rather than transforming into a beast. In your starry form, you retain your game statistics, but your body takes on a luminous star-like quality. Your joints glimmer like stars, and glowing lines connect them on a star chart. This form sheds bright light in a 10-foot radius with a dim light for an additional 10 feet. The form lasts for 10 minutes or until you're incapacitated. Whenever you assume your starry form, choose which of the following constellations glimmers on your body. Your choice gives you certain benefits while in this form. You can take the Chalice. A constellation of a life-giving goblet appears on you. Whenever you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature, you or another creature within 30 feet of you can regain hit points equal to 1d8 plus half your level in this class. Yeah, she can be the light of the world. She can, I mean, she provides light and love. Because she loves only you. Only you. Only you can make the... Have you heard... It was at the end of one of the Batman games. The Joker's rendition of that song. We can take on the form of the Archer. A constellation of an Archer appears on you. You gain a bonus action. So she also body paints. She gets you know, into her projection capsule, and through the Aether stream, she streams body constellations. A constellation of your Archer appears on you. You gain a bonus action that you can use to make a ranged spell attack, hurling a luminous arrow. That, and by the way, this is not a shot at people who stream this on Twitch. This is simply, we're building a caricature of someone. So I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not calling out any particular streaming broadcast because I'm a fan of makeup and cosplay, and whether you're body painting or face painting, you're okay with me. But I want to make sure we have our fun. Though I want to make sure we're clear that I'm not calling anyone out for this content. I am not a body shamer. I'm not anything like that. But just as we made Alphonse Elric through the power of anime and over-the-top, overpowered things with that armor artificer, so too are we making a caricature of certain cult of personality leaders that exist in our world. Luminous arrow that targets a creature you can see within 60 feet of you. On a hit, the attack deals radiant damage equal to 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier. Or the Durgan. A constellation of a wise ancient Durgan appears on you. When you make an intelligence or a wisdom check or a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, you can treat a roll of 9 or lower on the d20 as a 10. So starry form, it gives you a lot of diversity here. If you don't want to turn into a mammal, you don't have to, and instead, you can get these particular benefits. It turns into it would turn into just like your form. You'd look like Sailor Moon transforming, right? It is like your outline. It's a 3D silhouette. It's, you know, colors or patterns that exist on your body. Now, I mean, if you don't want to be, you know, if you don't want to have your character have a, you know, a birthday suit, starry, whatever, you could, whatever, it's my robes or something, but... Now we have a Cosmic Omen. You learn to use your star map to divine the will of the cosmos. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can consult your star map for omens. When you do so, roll a d6. You gain one of the following possible omens based on whether you rolled an even number or an odd number on the d6. Wheel. Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and add the number rolled to the total. Or woe. Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you can use your reaction to roll a d6 and subtract the number rolled from the total. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So we have Cosmic Omen, which is going to be wisdom per long rest. Death Angel says, I'm discussing commissions for my players. If anyone's interested, DM me on the Discord chat. Nothing quick. Fluid deadline. Ready to Nap says, thank you. That makes me happy, not nappy. I'm sorry if I missed the context. Was that for Death Angel looking to work with the community, or what was... I'm sorry if I missed something, Ready to Nap. Oh, not Archdruid. We're already a Druid. We need, after Cosmic Omen, we need... Oh, we're full of stars. Although, the way we've been talking, she's full of herself. Oh, okay. Gotcha. While your starry form feature is active, you become partially incorporeal, giving you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Because we're full of... You spoken with Psyart and given them the info? Ah. Well, I hope you can work with Psy. The money needed to start a quest. Okay. So we get resistance. No one can touch us. No one touches the mango. There's an older SNL reference. And finally, we get Starflare. Your connection to the cosmos allows you to conjure brilliant starlight. As an action, you conjure a burst of light in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point you can see within 120 feet of you. You can immediately teleport each willing creature in the sphere to an unoccupied space within 30 feet of it. Each creature remaining in the sphere must succeed on a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC, or take 4d10 radiant damage and be blinded until the end of your next turn. Once you have used this action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest or until you expend a spell slot of 5th level or higher to use it again. I'm kind of getting a teleportation effect from Star Trek with this. I like the effect. I like the ability. I don't think, especially by 14, this is necessarily, I don't know, bad or overpowered. Honestly, with the subclass, because this is the capstone for the Circle of Stars. You know, peeling away the fun, peeling away the character, looking at it mechanically, it's a cool alternate option for Wild Shape. I don't think it's overpowered. It's a fun effect. Yeah, it's a nice get out of danger, hurt the baddies. It's by level 14. I don't think that's an epic level thing, which is fine, because epic level doesn't start till 17. Cosmic Omen. Now, an argument can be made that Cosmic Omen might be treading into Bard territory, with the Wheel and Woe acting as a form of bardic inspiration, as Wheel and Woe presumably could even stack with Bardic Inspiration, or if it turns into Cutting Words or some other effect. So if you do have a Bard and a Star Druid, then you would be able to severely enhance or severely incapacitate creatures. And let's not forget Bless on top of this, too. Now, does that mean that Wheel or that this Cosmic Omen is bad? No, I don't think so. Though it's something, I don't know, it's something to at least consider as a DM if you are if you're gonna run for a character like this or have characters that have abilities, because a lot these at least anecdotally in memory, a lot of these Unearthed Arcanas have had a lot of kind of abilities that could stack similarly to this. And so you could end up with some really powerful wombo combos, which, hey, as a player, you feel awesome about. Heck, even as a DM, you might get super excited. As a DM, though, it could also be frustrating because you never thought, oh no, my Star Druid by level 6 is going to be comboed, because by level 6, unless you do anything like super special, if you start with a... you could be able to use this 4 times on a standard array. If we have a beneficial racial bump in the 15 from the starting array, it goes to a 19 at level 4. So we can use this 4 times. So in 4 instances, this would stack up as compared to a bard's number of charisma per short rest even. So it's not overpowering the bard. It does step a little bit in that direction. Overall, though, I like it. It has a solid effect. Being in starry form kind of transforms your body a lot like the armor up above transforms your body. It's not giving you a bunch of like infinite hit points like what we were talking about earlier, why it's difficult to kill a level 20 druid because you can just keep turning into squirrels and getting out of there or whatever. I like it. Something to think about as well, if you're getting unlimited augury as the dungeon master, if someone can cast augury an unlimited amount of times, if they can cast augury an unlimited amount of times, you as the dungeon master should be prepared to be constantly thinking about how to present the next set of information as per that spell. If there's no drawbacks, you're not consuming spell slots, you're not doing any of those. As a dungeon master, this could be... It'll take a little bit more planning on your part, because your character is presumably going to be casting augury all the freaking time, and is going to want to seek answers and learn answers to riddles and puzzles and all this other stuff. So be prepared for it. And as for Guiding Bolt, well, I mean, having Guiding Bolt on a stick, arguably it's really powerful because you're granting advantage with your hits. This is sort of like getting, this is like a druid looking at warlock and they're getting some like Eldritch Blast fun stuff. And the druid says, "Hold my kombucha," and is delving into a similar concept here, because Guiding Bolt is good, good damage, and the fact that the next hit from someone is at advantage, you can do some really big stuff, especially if you're comboing in Cosmic Omen. You're a little bit more survivable because you can become this form of Durgan. And one other thing to bring up too. For Full of Stars, while your Starry Form feature is active, you become partially incorporeal, giving you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Does anyone note why I'm bringing this up specifically? And it could either be a concern or it's either written as intended or it could be something that's missing. Do any of you pick up on what this paragraph might, like why I'm highlighting this paragraph? Or in particular, this. And good morning to you, Syart. Hot dogs, it's even better. And why is it better than that? Now, in granted, too, we start this at 10th level. Barbarians get it at level 1. But how is this better? How is this better than Barbarian Rage? With the exception of a certain totem warrior. There's a particular qualifier that's not here. Well, oh, there's that, yeah. Many instances where it talks about instances of resistances. Instances of resistances, I like that. That's kind of a... Is that like a Seattle 90s grunge band? Instances of resistances? There is no caveat for the exception of magical damage. Meaning that if a paladin hits you... well, no, so it's not increasing our armor class, but what this is saying is you're also getting resistance to magical piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. And so if you have an enchanted Warhammer, and you're, if you're hit with an enchanted Warhammer, you're still having that when many other instances of resistances exclude magical damage. Does that make sense? Yeah, the Totem Barbarian, with the exception of psychic damage, I believe. And that's at level 3, and if they take that particular totem. So here, in Full of Stars may very well intend that. But I think for clarity, I mean, if we're to send this as feedback, or, I mean, I don't know if we're big enough, if we ever draw any eyeballs from Wizards of the Coast, but it would be a good idea to indicate, like, yes, this also means magical weapons. Otherwise, the default in me is it doesn't say magic damage. And so I'm presuming they meant that we can also resist magic damage too. However, because this is playtest material and typos and other things about balance issues have come up, we can presume it, but we don't know because there's not a clarifying note if that's what the intention was. I had a dwarf totem barb that got a sentient greatsword from Rise of the Dragon Queen. Well, and you know, that type of resistance, it could be nasty, maybe. We're not getting resistance to fire damage or to cold damage or the like. And so I guess in the special instance that we're being hit by magical weapons that may not have an elemental property, but it's just, you know, it's magical for purposes of overcoming instances of resistances. In this case, our starry body just goes, nah, cool. So anyway, Dun, dun, dun. When you're going over playtest material, think about this stuff. Think about, there's no harm in stress testing everything, in looking for cracks, in looking for wombo combos, because you have to know this stuff inside and out. No, don't you dare apologize about geeking out in this channel. Geek out away and share stories from your tabletop. Sounds like Dr. Seuss has theological dissertation thesis for college. Instances of resistances. What a wonderful phrase. Instances of resistances. It ain't no passing craze. It means no damage for the rest of your days. It's that one time my character was at band camp. Oh, by the way, you know what, everyone? I forgot to put in the 2 skills we get from, if she's brewing special stuff, I think she's getting medicine. And, she's probably... And, knowledge nature? But for reading stars, Arcana might be interesting. Right? We have to be able to read our star map, as it's in front of us or behind us as is appropriate. Arcana might work for her in this case too. And remember, we can always go to her personality to figure this out. Nothing shakes my optimistic attitude. I misquote sacred texts. In fact, I think we're going to take the slash out. I think she does misquote. Faith, I trust my deity will guide my actions. I have faith that if I work hard, things will go well. I would die to recover an ancient relic, or I would let people die on my behalf. An ancient relic of my faith that was lost long ago, and I judge others harshly, and myself even more severely. And that was the whole, I hope that you do blame yourselves that I haven't reached my goal yet. I really need you to step up and help. Or, you know what? Well, religion comes from her training as an acolyte. You could make, Ready to Nap, you could bring that up with your DM and say, I don't know, because we are misquoting. Can I move religion to something else in that case? And so that's not a bad argument to make. If she's used to working with a lot of people, and especially if they're acting on, we'll just say, primal instincts, especially when she's using her star chart, instead of Arcana, I think she has animal handling. Because she, that's what she does. she handles us animals. Excellent. So now what we can do, we filled this in, and now we can give her some numbers and some mechanics that will be an extension of her core concept. And so the numbers are going to end up being the result. I absolutely think, I mean, look, she's running the long con. Wisdom and charisma are going to be high for her. Oh, it could be like snakebite stuff, or even like animals like her. In fact, she also likes animals because she can turn into them. And you might also be able to, whether it's tongue-in-cheek or if you say, look, our whole thing is to try and, get people to follow us, to buy our makeup, our herbal brews, all of our stuff. We need to be able to, herd them. We need to be able to understand these more primitive desires of social acceptance and sexuality, because she is a prompter. of these feelings because she knows what it does. She might look at herself as a great shepherd or a guide because she knows how to. She knows how to do this stuff. And so, you know, she's not trained in survival, but she sure as heck knows how to pitch tents. And if she knows how to get other people to do that, then it's going to help her in the long run. She is a very healthy lady as well. So I think a 13 is going to be appropriate here. Or maybe, should we go? Maybe 13. We're kind of talking about yoga as a form or some other kind of, a kind of a low-key, like a low-impact exercise or stretch routine. So maybe 12 con, 10 strength, because she does a little bit of workout here. I think intelligence should be her dump stat because of the misquoting, because of the fact that, look, I have my thoughts, and my thoughts are always going to be more important. I don't need to study anything else. And anything I need to know, other people are going to tell me. And if I decide that those are correct, then that is absolutely the case. And so other people have brains. Why this religion cures acne, performance in the bedroom, cough, sneezes, wheezes, feelings of moroseness, coarseness, and ineptitude. Come on down and get better. Hot Dogs, you agree with this stat spread? All right, so you like her spread, Hot Dogs. Maybe I should commission an artist too for this character. We have a 15 charisma after the racial bump and a 12 strength. Hey, Razia. Now, before we assign her other 3 ability score improvements, she is going to get a feat. And feats are found in Chapter 6 of the Pahubba. And I wonder what she would take. There are some charisma-based ones. And there are others that we are like a group leader. Or that we can splash in some magic or some other things. We can give her things like Athlete. We can increase her strength or dex. We can kind of kip up. Climbing doesn't cost us extra movement. We can make running long jumps, so we can give her a little bit of athleticism. We're also a druid, and we can just turn into stuff like this too, so... I think we stretch and work out enough to keep the type of body we want to present to people, and after that it's maintenance, because we're not looking to get super buff. And if anyone does want to see us super buff, then, we could just sort of like, and puff ourselves out with our wild shape form. Actor fits, increase your charisma. You have advantage on deception. You have advantage on deception and charisma checks when trying to pass yourself off as a different person. And in this case, you might be able to work with your DM and say, I'm me, but this is like my, this is my persona, my broadcast persona, my evangelical persona. And so if you're in a preachy state, you might be able to get this as your advantage. You can mimic the speech of another person or sounds made by other creatures, and that could help you being a mammal as well. Actor, I think, would work out. Yeah, yep. Street self and our religion set. Got it, yep. Azrael. That emote. It is adorable, and it's making me smile. So you know what? I don't know if we need to go any further. I think we have our actor. This is led up to everything that we've done. Just in case, do we have anything else that could compete? Inspiring leader. This means that if we do give a speech, we can buff other people. But honestly, why are we giving that out for free? I mean, people could pay us so that we can, that we can give them, inspiring leader, an inspiring leader buff. But actor, I think, might still accomplish that task. I don't think we have a keen mind. We might be, well, a linguist. We can already speak 5 languages. Lucky? I think she's already lucky, given all the manipulation that she can do with her stars and other things. We're very magical. I don't think we need to worry about that. Mounted combatant. Well, she does know animal handling. Be interesting. But I think she's more of a lover than a fighter. Observant. No, she's the leader. Other people watch her mouth. She doesn't need to really watch others. She has other people for that. Mobile. We could go a little bit more quicker. This would let us kind of... Mobile would work on our animal form, though. Mobile's pretty good for that, too. It increases our speed, and also it gives us... it can give us sort of like flyby attacks and other such things. Skilled is universal, but I think she has her minimum skill set. She found what works, and she's gonna... Yeah. Actor it is. Actor, charisma goes up by 1. And I think that's what we have. I don't know, Hot Dogs. I don't know if Observant would really be her style. Oh, well, congrats on your homebrew work, Razia. Now that we have this, presuming we took that at level 4, we have 8, 12... Oh, I'm sorry, 16. So we can add 8 points to her, because you get 5 all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I think we can bump up her wisdom to 16. And why don't we round up her charisma while we're at it? We have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 left. I honestly think, because she is relying on her wisdom and her charisma, hit points will come to a druid through shaping and healing and all this other stuff. If we want to buff our dexterity or our strength, that can also come through our shifting and our manipulations. I think she's more of a spellcaster-focused druid. She can perform athletically, in a pinch, even without animal form. I think, though, with the exception of intelligence as her dump stat, our points, unless you want to give her, I don't know. I think intelligence 8 is really fitting for the character. She is in a very comfortable place where other people are doing a lot for her. And so why would she need to go out of her way to try and learn other things when everything just flows to her instead? Yeah, 8. I mean, 8's a -1. So she would have the equivalent of like maybe a middle school education or a partial high school education. So she's not dumb, it's not like she doesn't know 1 + 1 is 3 according to new math, but but it's just, it wasn't her focus. It didn't need to be. She was gifted with certain looks or abilities or talents, and she's using those gifts and abilities to live a life that means that she doesn't have to read books and get smart. So if we bring her wisdom up to 20, I think we can bump her charisma. We can bump her charisma up to 18. And we don't... All physical stats are taken care of as a druid, and intelligence makes absolute sense with her misquoting things. And she has the grand idea, but maybe she doesn't have the follow-through. And instead, she's just better at managing animals and people, and she just has a natural charisma to her. 8 is what Caduceus Clay or oh, like the snakes. Okay, I haven't watched CR, so that threw me for a loop for a second. In CR season 2, high wisdom, low int. Yeah, exactly. So like you're connected to the earth, but you know all you can do is like talk about feeling like the vibes of people, but you don't understand the methodology of the thinking. You can just tell like, dude, you're like really upset, man. You're bumming me out. Instead of like processing why the person's bummed, you can at least pick up that they are. So she's a Barbie druid in a Barbie world. In a sense, yeah. She's a powerful, charismatic force, and she can turn. She's a star. She is a star. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she's the bronze star or something like that. 5 wisdom, 4 charisma, -1 int, 1 con, 2 dex, 1 strength. That is going to give us some numbers. 1 1 2 2 2 2 1 con, which also isn't going to matter in our star form because in most cases, if we go dragon, and especially also, and remember this too, we can have star form, and that gives us, that can give us a better chance at maybe knowing something in our dragon form too. So that's also taken care of when we, when we tap the dragon, or what was the song? Who's the person with the sure, this is mid to late 90s. He had like some platinum white hair. It was like Unleash the Dragon or something like that. To tap the dragon. That's a whole other subscription service ready to nap. No, it wasn't Billy Idol. Was it a rap? Was it the person who sang the thong song? I guess talking about fashion and other. No, it was there was like da 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 da, unleash the dragon, da 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 da, unleash the dragon, da 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 da. Had this like super shine. I thought it was cool. What is the singer's name? Well, our saving throw for intelligence is 5, and our religion is 5. Everything else, I'm going to discreetly copy and paste this -1 into. Wisdom, however, we have 11s down the board except perception, which is a mere 5, and survival, which is 5. And then charisma is a straight up 4 down the board. Cisco, that's it. Yeah, thank you. Got it. Got there. Passive perception's 15, as that's 10 plus your perception modifier, and that represents your natural awareness of things. Our initiative is a +2, as that's a dex check. As a Dragonborn, 30 feet of run. We have a climb, swim, and fly. However, we can wild shape, so Current hit points in our natural Dragonborn form anyway. You get 8 at level 1 for the remaining 19 levels of our 20. You get half +1. Then for all 20 levels, you get bonus hit points equal to your Constitution modifier. This is going to give her 20 plus 95 plus 8. So we have 115. She has 123 hit points at level 20. If she does attack with a strength-based weapon, she'd swing at a +7, unless her animal form increases that. With Dex, it would be at a +8, unless her animal form does something with that. If she's attacking with a spell, that is off of Wisdom, and she has a +11, and it would be 19 to resist her spells. As you simply add 8 to your attack modifier. It's just the static thing. Now that she's no longer a set of stats. I mean, you have her numbers. You have her dimensions. She has earned a name. And while so doing, we're going to come down here. She prepares spells as per a druid. Spells prepared equals our druid level of 20 plus our wisdom modifier. So she can prepare 25 spells from the druid spell list every day. If we want to change it up. 4 3 3 3 3 2, 2, 1, 1. We have 4 cantrips. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Spellcasting ability is Wisdom. It was a 19 to save and a plus 11 to hit. We have Wild Shape, and of course we can Wild Shape an infinite number of times per day. So yeah, I mean here, any days that she wakes up, wants to put on a little makeup, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know the other words because they went so fast for the for the song. She can prepare 25 spells everywhere that she has a spell slot free. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. There you go. Enchantara the All-Seeing. But is that her... So is that her, her, like, cult name or her stage name? I am Enchantara the All-Seeing. Boy, hot dogs. Her Eye of Providence might, I don't know if I could show her Eye of Providence on stream without getting kicked off of Twitch. Her stage name. Okay. Enchantara the All-Seeing. So, ta-da! We did it, everyone. We did it. Hey. Ah, okay. Hide the scars to fade away the shakeup. And, yeah, Azrael, I mean, you know, basing characters around songs or giving them a theme song like that is, you know, can be fun too. You know, did she grow up and in this original faith, did she, you know, does she have mental or physical scars that she learned to, you know, that she learned to hide or to exploit or to something like that? You know, every day, does she wake up? Does she use her wild shape to put on a little makeup? Does she hide the scars to fade away the shakeup? What happened in the shakeup? Yeah. I mean, I know we were discussing a bit of a vapid character, but going back and on a prompt like this and asking ourselves those questions, did something happen in her life? After Fav having a big rush. Okay, yeah, go. Go, go, go. We'll see you later, After Fav. Thanks for hanging out. Come, all ye lowy peons, and worship me as your bronze goddess. So yeah, something, you know, early in her life as a Dragonborn, just as a Dragonborn girl, like living life, going to school, or in her study as an Acolyte, something might have left an impression or a scar of some kind on her, such that this has become the extension of her life. Yeah, and so Azrael in this case, you know, what would the metaphor of that be? I mean, she's certainly self-righteous. Maybe she even understands, I get it. I'm selling people herbal products that honestly, they don't do necessarily what I claim that they do. And so, you know, she sees this, you know, she sees herself, she's coded herself in self-righteousness. Follow my stars. I know the way forward. You know, I speak through the stars and the gods and goddesses themselves. I am their vessel. But this is a suicide, a metaphorical suicide of the self, because maybe that wasn't her original values being taught to her as she grew up. And so in this case, you know, she's like, well, an angels deserve to die. Again, did something happen? Did she actually lose her faith as an Acolyte and that's why she went on. You know, I lost faith. I actually don't believe in I don't believe in gods and goddesses. I'll say that I do, or that sure, you know, angels or whatever, they were supposed to come down and save. You know, if Azrael can come in and get 2 Death Pact angels swooping in to enhance his collection and make it really cool, where were mine? Where were my angels when I needed them? No. I am going to make my way in the world. I am going to leave an impression on people. People are going to worship me because I'm going to give them something to believe in. And if they want to believe that drinking my Druid Girl, my Druid Girl bathwater makes them whatever, then I'm going to let them believe it. Because what is belief in other people? So she could be rather, maybe even kind of scalding. Now, of course, she'll say that tee-hee, you know, with a smile, or she won't even tell you that. But I think we have a character here, too, that even just given this prompt, you know, something happened to her. She does have a deep flaw. Especially, I judge others harshly and myself even more severely. So she, you know, she doesn't stop her from putting up this front, but she carries some kind of a severe burden inside of her. Yeah, you're their nuclear vessel. Hot Dog says, if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? Did you say hello, computer, into the mouse? Have you tried turning it off? Oh, from the IT crowd. Got it. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this character. She's a lot of fun. Still has depth despite having this initial rather vapid or shallow exterior. But she has built something really good for herself. Consults the stars. You know, we talked about the mechanics separately. I think with this character, it's really compelling, and she's really cool. And you know what, Celtic Lady, if you use this character in your game, I would love to hear your interpretation of her and what she does for you in your game world and the players in your world.